My first time using YouTube to stream. I want to see how it works. As you can tell, it's pretty out. Really, really rainy. Got a pup out with me. Probably won't do a whole lot because the weather's awful. But I just want to see how this works. Especially since I'll have the tracker going on my phone and the video. Dry it off. Kind of hover around it. Just walk this pup around some feeders. I think this one still has some peanuts left in it, but the other one, it was a bucket feeder. I think coons got into it because they ripped it into pieces and all the peanuts are gone. But that one still has peanuts in it. Just a little though. I'll probably just use corn from like I said before, this is my first time doing this, so I just want to see how it works. It'll be a lot easier and look a lot better when it's not pouring down rain. And you can see it's raining pretty good. Doing this too to see how my battery holds up. Live streaming while tracking, because I'm sure that'll use a ton of battery. But I have a new iPhone, so it should hold up all right. I don't know if it's because he's wet or what, but it's like the older he gets, the more you can see the brindle coming out on his legs and sides. His back's still pretty black though. There's a lot of deer in here during the fall, but that was all beds, but it was also not full of water like it is now. It gets really big and deep on that end. I usually cross over here. It's pretty mucky in here too. My boots get stuck in it. I probably won't go live all that often unless I'm hunting like a finished dog, or if I'm like answering questions inside my barn or something. But I'm just trying to figure out how this works, and I have to keep drying my phone off. It's raining. Trying to keep it under me so it doesn't get too wet. Hey Rex. There's also been something going on around my house too since 11:30. It's 3 o'clock right now, but since 11:30, there's just been sirens up and down the roads. Not my road, but where you can hear them. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, he's good looking. When I first got him, he was like solid black. I don't know if it's because he's wet now or what, but you can see some of the brindle on his side and his legs. But I like those darker colored ones. I like just the brindle and white or the darker colored ones mostly. I had a blue female. She didn't turn out to be very good, but she was good looking. Had a yellow one that was good looking too, but or red, however you want to call it, but she wasn't very good either. But yesterday was my wife's birthday, so I was getting all the stuff around for that and celebrating that, and it was 63 and sunny. And today I can go hunting, of course, and it's about 39 and pouring down rain. But tomorrow it's supposed to be back in the 50s and sunny, and then the weekend be in the 60s and sunny. So that'll be good. I always try and get this pup out as much as I can. Today I don't expect much because weather's atrocious. I'm the only thing dumb enough to be outside. The squirrels are all smarter than me. But I got this, it's like a Dan's material coat with my boots, so I'm pretty much just covered head to toe and waterproof. So I'm staying dry. I need to see if they make waterproof cases for phones. That would probably be good to invest in since I have a Dogtra now. And I'll be around that, carrying my phone. It'd be nice if it just let up a little bit, but ever since last night, it's just been steady. Nothing crazy hard or severe, but just been a nice steady rain all night and all this morning. But I walk them, right now I'm walking along this edge of the swamp. It's a little bit higher up in there, drains down into the swamp. And up here there's a few really good dens where there's usually coon and squirrel. So I'll walk them around there. Then I go up top on my way back. So far, my battery's only dropped 1%. It's not bad. Texting and live streaming and tracking. Sometime too, if I get done out here and have time, I'm gonna do a distance test. Do like a distance test with this tracker, because I've seen other people do like range tests on Dogtras in mountains and hills and stuff like that, but I'll be interested to see what it can do where I'm at, because it's really flat where I'm at. I might do it today, or I might wait till tomorrow till it's clear so I can get like best case scenario. But here's one of those den trees I was talking about. Tree, a lot of coon and squirrel in there too. There's that big dead den back there too. How do I see? There we go. Trying to figure out how to use this still. Now I can see whoever just commented. Oh, I could. Yeah, I mean, your phone could get wet, but if you have a Garmin or anything, and if you have it out, it can get wet. I don't worry about it too much because it doesn't matter. Like, if I have a Garmin or a Dogtra, I'm going to have my phone on me at all times. And to be honest, I usually don't stare at my trackers too much because when I first got them, I used them a lot and I looked at them a lot. But then I found that I wasn't picking up little things my dogs do. Jax, when I squirrel hunt him, one thing I didn't notice at first because I was watching the tracker so much is a lot of times he would locate, kind of come off the tree a little bit and like double check himself, and then he'd end up treed back where he was. And I wasn't really listening to him all that much and seeing what he was doing. I was trying to watch the tracker and see what he's doing. So I think it's still important to mostly focus on you and the dog and use the tracker and just like a scenario where you don't know where he's at, or if you want to tone him or stimulate him. But if you're hunting a pup, I'm not going to go to where you need a tracker anyways. I just put him on just to be safe since I have it. And that way, if it bumps a deer or something, you can deal with that right away. But if you have a finished dog, at least where I'm at, you shouldn't have to look at your tracker all that much. If my dad could go hunting with a bell on his dog's collar and still find his dogs, I don't think I need to stare at my phone more than I already do. And especially with me, as much as I record stuff, like my phone's always going to be out, or I'm going to have a camera out or something, so it's going to happen. But I'm sure they make waterproof cases. I have a nice case on this one, but I need to get something a little beefier just to be safe since it's a brand new iPhone. I was up for an upgrade for like 4 or 5 years. Yeah, when I went to that UKC World Squirrel Hunt, Walker Days was going on, like 20 minutes from that, the same week there, and the one booth had bells. I thought about getting some just to put on. It's pretty cool. Especially like with pups and stuff, like I don't necessarily need to see exactly where it's at, knowing how pups hunt. Walkers or hounds. And personally, if I have a walker pup that hunts so wide as a pup, where I'm at, I need to really focus on a tracker. I don't really want them because it's probably going to get worse as it's older. Where I'm at, they're probably running by 5 coon or squirrel or whatever you're looking for, because there's a ton of game here. I don't mind going to them. They're a mile away, like if it's December or January and there's nothing moving and they can't strike anything and they just go until they get, that's fine. But some dogs, I mean, not just walkers, but some dogs in general, though, you cut them loose and they just go and go and go, and I don't like that. I want them to run and tree what's in the woods, not just run to run. Pretty much I'll walk 20 yards or 2 miles if my dog's treed with a coon or a squirrel. I don't care, but it better not run past stuff to go 2 miles. There he is. He went off a little ways for a while, came back. I'm surprised there's actually anyone watching right now since it's the middle of the day, honestly. I just wanted to do this to see how it works. I didn't know if you could read the chat or how you could flip the camera around while you're doing it. I've never did it before. Not much, just trying to clean my phone off right now. It's raining. Hunting a pup. Well, getting the pup outside. There's not much hunting today unless you had to finish a dog. You might tree some dens. But in this weather, there's not going to be anything out in this weather. There was probably some stuff out moving early this morning. The rain let up just for a little bit around 10 o'clock. And that was probably when stuff moved. But he's been making good progress, so I don't want to just stop what I'm doing. Tomorrow, I might go somewhere I haven't been lately with this pup. That way I can look for sheds. So I've covered this woods quite a bit and only found one. But days after it rains or after snow melts, I always like going shed hunting because all the leaves and everything in the woods are completely flat, so it's easier to see the antlers. And it's supposed to be really nice tomorrow, so I'll probably try and get up and go first thing in the morning. Probably take him, this pup Stubbs, I'll probably take him out, and then I'll probably take Bud out again. I have a bunch of footage from my coon hunt from 2 nights ago I got to edit to. My UKC World Hunt video is done and uploading. It's like 60%. So that'll be up on Monday at 6, I think it's when it's scheduled for. That's what I'm going to try and do. Either Sundays or Mondays at 6 will be when my like the bigger, more professional videos. That too. Just test like a nice day when dogs are actually treeing. That way too, if I'm hunting a dog for someone, if they want to watch and see what it's doing, they can watch right away and not wait until I put a video together.
tree right there quite a bit too. Nice squirrel den. I pretty much know where every den tree is in this woods. I've hunted this woods multiple times a week for pretty much every week of my life since I've been hunting. Which makes it nice. It's got lanes through it. Pretty good sized section. I don't really kill anything in it either. That way there's plenty of stuff. Some people deer hunt it, but most people around here, they just gun hunt. So that's only 1 week. So it doesn't really get messed with. And the gun hunters only go out if the sun's shining. And then the season has been awful. It's been rain and ice. Luckily, I've gotten my bucks in bow season before that happened, so I don't got to worry about it. Spend more of my time just hunting pups. Trying to decide, I'll go up here. If I was gonna go the direction I just started, it dipped down quite a bit, lose service. Actually, I am gonna go down there, see, there's a den tree I forgot about. It's got a hole about 4 foot off the ground. There's usually a coon in it, especially this time of year when they're having little ones. He probably won't mess with it at all because he doesn't seem to care too much about coon, which is fine. I want him to be a squirrel dog. I got plenty of coon dogs. I want a good squirrel dog because my best squirrel dog is probably Sheppy, and she's 9 years old. Jax can do it, but he's probably my best coon dog, so I want to focus him on coon. I'll go check this den, and then I'll head back up towards the high ground. Last time I came down here, it said I lost service. Right up here. I'll be surprised if there's not a coon in it. See the hairs on the edge though. Treat a coon in there. I got a video of it. It's real old, probably 7 years ago or so. Our Walker copper treed one. Right there. That's how I found it. Another good den tree right here. It's a sloppy mess. It's usually a little more windy on this side, but this whole end of this woods is nothing but oak and hickory trees, and there's just cuttings everywhere. Ton of den trees, so you never get them on the outside, unless you get lucky, but keeps them in here. Good place to walk pups. He really hasn't taken off and left all that much until he starts hitting track. Once he smells something, he wins a lot too, so once he smells something, he'll take off, but you really gotta wait. Walk him around a little bit, and then once he gets comfortable, he goes for a little ways, but check my battery, see how that's going. It's down about 6 points since I started. So I've been live streaming for 30 minutes and tracking, and it's only went down 6 points in the cold. I didn't know this either, but apparently they make phone cases that have battery packs built in that you can hook into. So if they made something like that was waterproof, I'll probably get one of those, since my phone is now my tracker and my camera. And if I live stream, that live streaming uses a lot of battery because it's filming and uploading all at once. Right in here the other day, the wind is kind of similar. It was more out of the east, which is that direction. It's more northeast today. Brought him over here and walked down there, and he stuck his nose up in the air and he could smell something. He just took off and started barking in the air, winding something. He went to an area where there was about 3 big dens and some nests. Just was just barking. I didn't put him on one because I don't want to just get him treeing I want him to be accurate. I don't want to put him on the wrong tree. But if he would have stuck on a tree, then I would have put him on it and petted him up and encouraged him and make sure he knew it was what I expected. But hopefully I can get him out in the morning when they're down and when the sun's shining and it's not windy and pouring down rain. But this whole edge of this woods, I'll take you over there some. He's kind of doing a little bit. He's got a good nose on him. This side of this woods, you can see at the base of all these trees in here, it gets worse as you get in there. It's all just tore up. Different cuttings. Ton of real big hickory and oak trees. Just winded something. Nest. There's a nest about every 10 or 15 yards in here. But until he gets more ambitious and hunts out wider, I'll just walk him along this edge where pretty much every tree has had a squirrel in it. Like I guarantee almost every tree you come across on this side has fresh cuttings on it. Only bad thing about that is they might not travel as much as they do some other places. So there's not a ton of longer scents, so they got to really just get on it. There's some real big oak trees on the edge. Tree up there a lot, especially when that's a cornfield. Tree a ton of coon on that fence row there, mulberry trees. And a ton of coon on the side of this woods. There's some deer in here too. At least during the rut there usually is, but the big ones don't really go in here much because there's so much other pressure. But every tree looks like that. There's just nuts and food everywhere. You can see the ground, it's all just tore up. There's stumps in here too. They're just, it's
like a zoo in here for squirrel. Where's he at, buddy? Come on. Come on. But cuttings everywhere. Here's a den. See the hole at the base of that tree on the bottom left? Stretching trees. What's up there, bud? What's up there, bud? Huh? What's up there? I'm not going to tell you to do it. You got to do it on your own. You can see the ground. It's just mud from squirrel. He likes it. It would have been earlier in the day and the scent would have been more fresh. He might have did a little more. But you can tell what's in there. That's not for me either. I use 22, but as you can tell by the ground, this is why I bring my pups in here. A lot of times too, early in the morning, they don't move a ton. So I'll try and sneak in that corner and just look out in this field. Because they'll come out in this field a little ways and eat stuff. Then if you can actually see them, then you can turn them loose and hope the dog sees it too. And they'll just run into those big den trees. Come on, buddy. Over here. Of course, when he wants to take off, he's gonna go 300 yards to a woods that we're not supposed to be in. Come on, back in here. And it just come on. I don't know who it was, but some deer hunter made a blind up here. Might have been my cousin, just with a bunch of sticks, and left there's a lawn chair up here. Fogging up. Sky looks like it's clearing up in the distance, but by the time it gets here and clears up, it'll probably be done. Surprised how well this works. I can't tell if it's actually clear or not, but we're not having the best reception. It hasn't broke up too much. It's obviously not as good as like a 4K camera or like my big camera, but you can kind of see what's going on. Jeez. I think the ground on this side is more cuttings than dirt, actually. And this woods is probably about 300 yards long too, so this side is a good place to walk pups. Another den tree. Flip the switch. It won't take him much once he gets on a fresh track like that, like he's been doing, where there's all these squirrel, once he starts treeing and I pet him up, then once season comes in and I can start giving him some squirrel, he'll take right off, I'm sure. He seems pretty gamey. He looks up a lot and he wins a ton. It's funny because I can usually tell when the wind is out of the northwest, because at night, if it's out of the northwest, it's blowing from the swamp towards my kennels, and he'll just be out there barking and barking and barking, looking towards the woods, probably at coon. Here's that lawn chair up here I was talking about. Someone's homemade deer blind, kind of beat down. Nice lawn chair. Come on, buddy, get in here. But you can tell, like I said, the base of every tree in here on this side, mud and cuttings. If I had the money, this would be a good place to fence the whole thing in and just turn pups loose. "40 minutes and streaming, and it's only down about 8%. So as long as your phone is newer and it's charged, tracking shouldn't be an issue. Because if I can live stream and text and track, then it's not an issue. I don't know why anyone just leaving their phone in their pocket would have an issue with it. There it goes. Just winded something. It's kind of what he does. Just hangs around, then once he gets on something, he'll take off. Then I'll walk that direction slowly, encourage him to keep trusting his nose. And when he takes off, I'll stop. I'm sure the rain's letting up some. The birds are starting to chirp. So they might come down, but I'd probably be better off taking him to another woods tomorrow, because this woods I hunt basically every single day. So the squirrel and coon are really educated in here. There's a ton of them in here, but I know other woods you can go and walk around as long as you're quiet and looking for them. You can usually see a squirrel and get one on it quick. But in here, they get hunted every day. They know as soon as they see a dog or a person, they go inside. I think this is a groundhog skull. Looks too short to be a coon. Usually has a longer nose if it's a coon. Go on, buddy. Oh, shit. Just saw one. Right over that direction he was going. That big tree right there, I just saw one go up it. There he is. He's winding it. What are the odds of that? I usually suck at finding squirrel. I don't have good eyesight. I can find coon pretty easy, but my eyesight sucks, so squirrels are usually hard, but I'm pretty sure just ran up the backside of that tree. I'll take him over there, see if he's interested in it at all. If he is, I'll pet him and see if he'll bark at it, since I know there's a squirrel up there. But I'm only gonna do that if he shows like he's interested. There you go. It's hard with squirrel too, because you don't know if they ran on the ground and went up the tree, or could have climbed one of those trees and jumped over here. But it's right up in there somewhere. I saw it run up that right side of that trunk right in there. It's hard to film and show because the screen just looks black when you look up in the air. He's definitely more excited. He can smell there's one in the area. Oh, I bet I know where it went. That limb on the right has broke off. It probably went up in there. I thought this would be pretty cool to live stream a lot of these with my young pups. That way, it's hard to make like a video of a pup because most of it's just walking and letting it do its thing. But if I could just film what it does over and over and over again, I think it'd be neat to see if it does turn out, what the progression would be. It'd be neat to be able to go back and, like if a dog turns out to be a good dog, you can go see what it was like as a pup. Saw someone commented something. As far as your Dogtra, your collar, are you turning it on inside at all? Because I know with both my Garmin and Dogtra, sometimes if I would like turn it on my porch or as I'm like leaving the house, it would take a little bit. But if I just leave it outside for just a second and make sure it gets good reception and then turn it on, it usually connects right away. It's on that tree now. Last time he did this, when I posted that video, he's up on that big tree. He barked a few times and I got him treeing. That was just pure luck that I saw that squirrel. That's only one of the few good things about going when it's raining or really wet is the woods is like silent. So if there is anything out, you can walk around. That's for deer or anything. You can just get around the woods a lot quieter. Keeps going right back to that tree. He just needs to get up on it. He wants to so bad. Yeah, if you're... Hang on a second. I'm popping up all sorts of weird stuff. I don't know what button I just pushed, but yeah, in my experience, if you try and turn it on, like where there's a roof over you, like if your porch has a roof over it, like mine does, it doesn't connect right away. It will. It just takes forever. I don't know if it's just because it disrupts the satellite or what, but anytime with my dog trail or my Garmin, if it does that, he keeps looking up at the tree. Anytime I do that, to speed it up, I'll usually just reconnect it. Like with the Dogtra, if it's not connecting for something like that, just restart the app and make sure you're out where you can see the sky, and then do that. Hold the power button on the collar and then the connect on the GPS, and that usually connects right up. But whenever I try doing it inside, or if it's been inside and I'm just getting outside, it usually takes a little bit. Wish I knew how to get rid of some of the stuff on my screen. It's got a whole bunch of options of stuff up. Where's he at, buddy? Come on. Come on. You know where he's at? Go get him. Where's he at, buddy? Go on. He just keeps running around the tree looking up. But I was standing over there before and it ran up that limb on the far left. I can't tell if that's him laying up there or not. But that one limb's broke off. Right up there in that crotch might be. Yep, it was him. He's right there. Yeah, I hope that helped. I don't really have any issues with mine other than just when I tried turning it on when I was under a roof. Either my Garmin or they both did it. So right now I just wait. And what I usually do is I'll go put the tracker and the collar on the hood of my truck where it can see the sky. And then I'll go get the dogs. That way it has time to sit outside and make sure that it gets good connection. Where's he at, buddy? Come on. So I hope that helps. Where's he at, bud? Where's he at, buddy? But that's why when he takes off like that, or any dog, the young dog takes off into the wind, and especially if they don't hunt real wide and they start going off, I'll try and go that direction because it's usually for a reason. And like right there, I don't know if that's what he was smelling for sure, but it took me to a squirrel. Where's he at, bud? Huh? Go get him. Go get him. Give him just a little bit longer, see if he attempts anything. And if not, I'll walk somewhere else. It just stopped raining though, so it might have just came out of that hole up there and not really came down. Because that limb right there is hollow. And when I saw it, it was run up the side of that branch right behind it. And it's on the right, you can see the tail right there on the right side of that limb, right in the middle. And that's hard for a pup to do. If it just came out of the den and climbed the tree. Or like I said, it could have climbed one of those trees and jumped across. Or he might just not know what he's doing. But he's looking, he knows there's something in this area. That's why he took me over here. But it's nice out now. Wind died down, rain stopped. You keep stopping and looking over that direction. If you want the squirrel, go bark at him, bud. What I thought about doing is just putting a ground blind somewhere in here and using it for squirrel hunting. Just sit in it, like right before it gets daylight with a pup. And then if you deer hunt at all, around here at least, you know right when the sun comes up or once it gets a little warmer in the morning, you can just, pretty much anywhere you go, you'll see 3 or 4 fox squirrels. So that would be pretty neat, just to sit in the blind, wait for them to come down. Then when they come down in front of you, you can turn a pup loose. He just acted like he saw something back from the direction we came from. Would not be surprised if they start coming down now, just because it's been raining so much and windy. Now it's calm finally. You can tell, I don't know if you can tell or not compared to earlier, but there's just birds chirping everywhere now. Not a tree stand. Got exciting there for a second. That would have been pretty neat to have my first live stream, have him tree a squirrel. He had an opportunity, but did not pull the trigger. But like I said, that's the only bad thing about weather like today. It'll be good in probably about 30 minutes if we hadn't been in here, but I didn't check the weather. I didn't know when it was supposed to quit. But where it's been raining a ton for like the last 12 hours or so, I'm sure they've just been denned up, and now that it's calm, they'll start coming down and running on the ground and eating. But the ones that are in here now are probably just now coming out of their dens. It's about 10 or 11%. It's been down. Been streaming for an hour. That's pretty good. If I can stream for an hour and track, I don't know how it would be an issue for anyone else, especially if you're in just like a regular hunting situation where you could be in around here. I know you're not really in the same woods for that long because it's just a lot of small patch sections. It's not a lot of real big tracts of land. So you'll tree 3 or 4 times in the woods and then usually back in your truck, and then you can just hook it up to your cigarette lighter charger. But if you were further south where they have great big sections of woods you can hunt, you could still hunt for 4 or 5 hours if you wanted, and I'm sure the battery would be fine, and then you could still charge it back in your truck. And I don't know if there's anything for Garmin's like this, where like for cell phones, they make external battery packs that you can just plug it, that are just in your pocket that you can plug in and charge with you. So I'm not gonna say they don't have that because I don't know, but I know my mom got me one for Christmas a few years back, just an external battery pack that goes in your pocket that you can just plug your phone in. Okay. Yeah, roosters cut kennels. That's the same with me. The only time I've ever not had a Garmin or a Dogtra Connect is when I try turning it on as I'm walking out the door. Sorry I didn't see that right away. I had like 5 different things open up on my phone, so I couldn't see it. I didn't know how to close it. Now I did. I'm sure this probably sounds like crap since I'm getting wind on this edge of the woods now. But I'm gonna go find something to roll in. You know it's not a trip to the woods with a pup until it finds something dead to roll in to get all over your tracking collars. Right up in there, if you know my Walker female Sheppy, that's actually when Dad was hunting her as a pup. That's the first place she ever treed when she was about 6 months old or so. Took her out in the daytime and she ended up treeing a coon. It was the first time she ever treed. Now that looks like a not a good place for a dog to be. I hate those situations because he could run right up that and get all the way up there. Luckily, I don't have dogs do that too often, but I see pictures of people posting online with their dogs 20 foot up in a tree. They're just asking for a dog to fall and die or break a leg or something. Kind of chilly on this side of the woods. We actually get the wind. We'll go up here and turn right. Start heading back towards the center of the woods. Usually don't bow hunt in here because there's other guys that do. But there's, on this end, there's usually a ton of rubs. But only one person shot a buck in here this last year. And the only reason why I know that is because I found it dead with an arrow hole in its midsection. If you want something, you gotta bark, bud. If you just get up on a tree and show a little bit more interest, I would start encouraging them, but I don't want to. Looks like a good place for something. I don't want to just encourage a dog to tree just the tree. I want to make sure it's good because I know he'll tree. I've had him barking at. I had a squirrel I let it drag with once, and he treed that really well. I know he'll bark at game when he wants to. He'll bark, but I'm not going to just teach him to slick tree. Is there a lot of wind noise? I don't know. If there's a lot of wind noise, tell me and I'll get deeper into the woods. But like I said, this end of the woods is tore up. Never find sheds in here though, really. I'll find like one or two baskets. But as far as like decent sized sheds, this gets so much late season pressure from gun hunting that all the bigger bucks never come in here. Only time they do is usually in the rut. One might mosey in here, but it's so big and there's so many trails and there's a swamp in the middle of it. It's hard for people to set up very well, so at least in the past few years, nothing huge has been killed out of here. This time of year I always struggle, is usually if I'm walking pups, I'll try and look up at the trees and see if I can see one moving to help get them in the vicinity. But then this time of year I also want to look towards the ground and try and look for sheds. But the only one I found, this year I didn't actually go out shed hunting yet. I found one like back in January when I was squirrel hunting. But last year I would actually go out and go different places and try and find them. But this year I haven't. I've just been squirrel hunting. See, this is the type of terrain I hunt. That's flat, and in this woods, there's lanes in it. So it takes me a little bit to get used to when I go somewhere else that has mountains or hills. I'm spoiled with the walking here. Thanks. I'll be doing it more often, and I'll probably do it like this just when I feel like it, when I'm hunting the younger dogs during the day. And maybe coon hunting would be hard because it'd be dark pretty much all the time. But I'll probably do, like, in my barn or kennels or something, do like question and answers or something every once in a while. So I'm not spending as much time on my computer editing. And like I said, I think it'd be cool to see, like, if this dog does turn out, see the complete progress from start to finish. Like, it'd be cool right now if, like, 6 months from now, he's treeing squirrel, and you can go back and look from when he was just a pup to where he's actually doing what he's supposed to. This is random, but I never see horizontal rubs in the woods until I found this one this year. Oh, it's pretty cool. They have that thing all tore up. And I don't know if any of you saw, I went live on Facebook 2 nights ago when I was coon hunting Jax, because I couldn't go live on here yet because it wasn't working. But he treed in the middle of a swamp, had a coon. That's right in there is where he treed. But now that I can go live on here, what I'll probably do is they make apps that let you stream on multiple platforms at once. So I'll probably just, that way, if someone has me on Facebook and not YouTube, they can still see it. Because I know some people don't use both. See, like, I walk through here all the time and I never saw this. So it makes me wonder how many times I've walked through here and I've walked past a shed I didn't see. But like right now is like the perfect time to go out and do that, because all the leaves and everything are completely flat. There he is. What happens a lot too is later on, like a month from now, I'll find sheds that are all chewed up that they get moved out to where you can see them easier. Squirrels and stuff will pull them out from wherever they were and be chewing on them, and then they're out where you can actually see them in the open. But I don't know if anyone would be interested, but I might, once I know mushrooms are coming up, I might live stream that a little bit, just because I'm sure someone might be interested. I'll also have to be careful, make sure I don't show where I'm at too much, because I'm sure then people that live around here will see that and go to those spots. don't know if I lost you guys or not, but my wife texted. I had to respond to her. He was just getting all excited again, like he smelled something. There's mud right there at the base of that tree. I wouldn't be surprised if a squirrel came down out of there, out of that nest or that tree, and was at the base of that tree a little bit ago. He keeps running back and forth, and I'll just keep looking up towards that tree. Oh, I think I just saw something go up that tree. There's a big, nasty, dead, twisty tree there. Probably has got some squirrels in it. There's one of my old tree stands. Need to take that thing down. I have a mobile tree stand now, so I don't even use those kind anymore. Just got climbing sticks and a hang on, so that way I can go. I usually just go different places every time I hunt. I try to only hunt on the best days. Hey, as you can see, I figured out how to get it to work. It wasn't working, and when I was looking it up, apparently, for some reason, once you hit 1,000, it takes YouTube a while to register and let you do it now. So I just had to wait. And then last night, it just randomly notified me that I could go live. So I figured I'd do a test today, see how it worked. I don't know what the quality is. Does it look very clear, or is it kind of grainy? I just wonder, because I don't get very good reception out here. I know sometimes I'll watch like people live stream hunts, and you can barely make out what's going on because the reception's so bad. Go up here and loop around the edge of the swamp by one of my other feeders. Probably just take it up to the house, actually, because it's the one I said, that bucket feeder that's broke. I won't say his name, but a guy I met at that last squirrel hunt I went to, he was telling me what he does with his feeders. He uses burlap sacks. That way it holds a scent a lot better instead of using like plastic or rubber. And thought I saw a shed. He'll tie it up tight and hang it in a tree. That way squirrels have to work to get into it. They'll rip a small hole into it, and then they'll actually go inside of it and pull the kernels off. So I bought some burlap sacks, and I got some set up in my parents. It took like less than a day for them to get into that. It's nice because it's not just open. They actually have to work. Thought I saw a shed over here. It was just a light colored leaf. Yeah. I like the idea that it holds scent better. Because I always, people making feeders, you always think of ways to make it last longer and be safe for the animals and stuff. But I know plastic and rubber don't hold scent very well. But burlap sacks are really cheap. And especially you use ear corn, it's not just going to dump all over the place. That's good for squirrel, I know. I can see coon would probably just tear that up, but I haven't since that was probably 2.5, 3 weeks ago probably. I put those in two of them in my parents' woods, and they still got stuff in it, which it lasted a lot longer than my tire feeders. Usually I fill those up and they're gone in about a week. Found someone's ground blind. I don't know. Deer hunters around here, there's like 3 climbing stands in this woods. 3 climbers that have been in the same tree for probably 10, 15 years. So they buy climbing stands because they're supposed to be mobile and you can hunt wherever you want. And then people just put them in a single tree and leave them in a single tree like you would a ladder stand. It's just so dumb to me, because then you have to make noise climbing up and down in the same tree. And then like this has been here, I don't know how long. Someone just had a pop-up tent in here and just left it. Like, people just must be made of money, apparently. Just lazy or something. Always tree coon in this tree up here. You'll see why in a second. Always tree coon here. And actually right over there, I'll take you to that tree. It fell down and broke. But it was a great big den tree that you could see inside. Always tree coon there too, because there's a swamp right over there. So I think I have a video somewhere on my channel where I think I was hunting Sheppy. She treed. I was squirrel hunting her and she treed a coon in this tree. Yeah. I went out 2 nights ago, and at first we were slamming him. Then he hit a couple dens and then ended on one. My cousin went out too, and he started off good. It gets dark right around 8:45, 9 o'clock, and it kind of died off. So I think they were moving earlier here. But here's that tree. Usually just lay down and shine your light up in there. There's a hole somewhere over here too. Thought you could see in it. Might have grew shut. It might have been it right there. Used to be open, but there's the top of that tree. There's a great big den. Always treed coon in there, and you could usually see up in it too. These feeders haven't been filled in years. There's one there, one over there. I got like 5 feeders back here. All right, thanks for watching. Good luck at the vet. But now the weather's getting nicer. I'll probably get my four-wheeler. That thing, it's a 2011 Grizzly 700. It has like 45 hours on it. It's really, really new. But mice or squirrels or something packed it full of dog food. So I had to take it all apart and get all that cleaned out. And I got it running again. I just got to put it back together. I'll probably get that put together and load it down with bags of corn to go fill up all these feeders. At least until they get the crops on. $4.30. Over an hour and the battery's still going strong. Oh, I saw this sticking up from a ways away. Got excited. Just a stick. Probably start working my way back up towards the house, though. My wife will be home in about 30 minutes. Go see how she's doing. Thought about going coon hunting tonight. I don't know. Speaking of coon hunting, that one's been there for a while. Come on, buddy. Come on. Leave it alone. Come on. Hey. Come on. Well, that's a win. Pup didn't roll in it. So far, so good. Don't want to jinx myself. He hasn't rolled in anything. It sounds like I can hear people yelling up towards my house. What the? Leg bone. My eyes are doing good finding stuff that looks like antlers. I just need to go somewhere where there is some. Right up here is where I found that one back in January. Just walking to a dog that was treed. It was just laying on the edge of the lane. It was all, you could barely recognize what it was. It was just all chewed up. Ended up being a decent day in the woods. About half of it was rain, and the last half has been drier at least. What the heck? Part of a deer. I'm finding everything of a deer but the rack. I'm tempted to take him with other dogs, like take Jax out, because I know he'll hunt farther. I just don't like doing that a whole lot, because then they're not developing themselves. They're just running with another dog, and then they end up backing dogs a lot, or they just screw around. I'm not saying it doesn't work for some people, but I just haven't had much luck with it. On the edge of the swamp now. A few years ago, I found some sheds in here. Be a good place for something to climb. I was walking, I wasn't even shed hunting, I was just squirrel hunting, walking through here, and it was just sitting right over there. Just a small 4-point. Oh, it was like a medium-sized 4-point. It was in between a basket and like a nice one. Looked all over, didn't find the other side. Wind's blowing in the direction we're going. I try and do that. End up walking with the wind in our face, especially with a dog like him. He seems to like wind and stuff. Get a good view of me jabbing a stick in my eye. It's getting thick. What's up? Back to the trails. Hoping we'll go around the swamp, come back up there, head back up towards the house. He just acted like he saw something. Got him a muskrat, probably. Head back up towards the house, and might be something on the ground. Find him a muskrat or a turtle or something. Up until the snow melted a month ago or so, this whole thing was empty for like the first time I can remember in my life. Made it nice, but that's going to be deceiving. Doesn't look like it's deep there, but the whole tree came out of there. Walk in there and sink up to my chest. Come on, buddy. This scene, he looks about like a lab with his coloring in this water. Got some good exercise at least. I saw a squirrel. He got out of the kennel. Another day closer to turning out or turning out. On the edge of the woods now. That woods over there is my parents'. My parents' woods is ridiculously thick. I pretty much just deer hunt it. There's a ton of squirrel in it, but it is about impossible to walk through, which is why there's usually deer in it. A lot of cover, but not the best to walk through. Come on, buddy. Get up here and get him back in the woods. Come on. Come here, buddy. Oh, he smells something. He smells something. I'm gonna go find himself a whitetail, probably. Come on, buddy. Come on. Come on. That bone always gets me. There's a dead buck in here years back. There's bones from it scattered all over. Random lumber. Actually, it was up there. There's a big dead tree. I found some of the old screw-in steps for tree stands. Who knows how old they've or how long they've been in that tree? Because I'll show you when we get up there. And it was half broke. That great big dead tree there had screw-in steps in it. This is where I don't like ending up. And usually when I'm coon hunting, I end up in there. What is that? People have found dead deer in here quite a bit, so I just check every once in a while. I usually just find does or small bucks, but I know people that push this woods during gun season. When it's froze up, they'll go through there and they might find some pretty big ones. Always thought this was a neat tree up here. Tree, a lot of coon and squirrel in it. Look how it's growing together like that. It's got squirrel nests up in it. Usually anytime I bring a finished dog back here, I end up treating on that tree. Where's he at, bud? You're just stretching on this tree. He was getting up and down on that tree like he wanted a tree. Where's he at, bud? Oh, there's a nest. Right there. Where's he at, Stubbs? Going up there, buddy? That would be nice. Actually, what dog was I hunting? Might have been when I brought Minnie back here. She treed a squirrel on this tree. I'm pretty sure that's in that video of her. Where's he at, buddy? Where's he at, buddy? Huh? Where's he at? He wants to. Where's he at, buddy? Huh? There one up there, buddy? 2 nests. I guess not. There's a bridge up here I use all the time. It's not going to be there much longer, but it's been here for pretty much all my life. That was a huge tree laying across there, and deer and coon, everything used it. Used it to cross that, and there's like nothing left of it. But it was always funny. In the wintertime when there's snow, you could see tracks going right across there where they didn't want to cross the water or step on the ice. Oh, yeah. Get a video of me falling on my ass. walk up here past my feeder, get it and take it back to the house so it's not just sitting out here since it's broke. There was a tree up here too. It was hollow that you could look down in that I've seen coon in before. I don't know if it's still here or not. Yeah, it was this one. It's all rotten. When that was alive, you used to be able to find coon in there. Good places like that are nice to walk pups. My feeder up there. But last time I was out here, it was probably 5 days ago. I walked in past it and you'll see the front of it's all busted off where a coon grabbed it and ripped it open. That bucket's been out here for years though, so it's probably pretty brittle. It's in a good spot. There's nests all over around it. You can see this is a deer path too, which makes it nice walking. Good walking for me. Still smelling on it. But I'd be surprised if there's anything been in it because it's been empty for a few days. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's all. Some of them might be still digging around, but see something grabbed the front and busted it out. So I'll take it back to the house. I'll probably do that burlap trick I was talking about earlier. Now he thinks I'm gonna play with him. You don't know what to think of me carrying this bucket. Go on, buddy. Wonder if it smells or if he just thinks I'm playing. It might hold some scent. Come on, buddy. But we're getting closer to the house, so in a little bit I'll probably end this. Like I said before, this was just a test for me to see how it worked because I've never used live streaming on this platform before, so I just want to see how it went. Might do it again next time, like maybe if I'm filling my feeders or something, do it then. Or I'd like to do it coon hunting too, but it'd probably be hard to do coon hunting since it's dark. I'd have to have like a light on the entire time. Those of you that did watch, though, thanks for watching. I'm surprised anyone was watching because I started in the middle of the day and it was pouring down rain, so it was probably with a pup. I'm sure it's nothing to look at. Holy crap. Tree just fell. Right back where I was, tree fell down. I don't know if you could hear that or not. Rainy and the wind just picked up again. That's always fun. Good time to be in the woods. Adds to the excitement if trees are falling. Now he's up to where the first feeder is again. If I can flip my camera. Gosh, it's getting windy again. Well, out of the almost 2 hours, there's about 20 minutes where the weather was okay, and that's where I saw that one squirrel. He's up here smelling on that feeder. I don't know where he went. There he is. Went off there a ways and came back. I'll walk him up around it before I end it. See if he'll do anything. That's where we started, but it's been long enough now that you never know. Something could have came down once it quit raining. That's why I try and have feeders or hunt a pup like in a big circle, because you never know. A squirrel could come down 15 minutes after you leave. Inside, the tire is pretty much empty. See, they started ripping it out. And there's some floating down in there in water. That was full on the rim. I like leaving the rim on, that way it's heavy so stuff can't take it. But I'm probably gonna end it. So thanks for watching. I'll probably start doing this more often with finished dogs or dogs that are further along, so it's a little more interesting. But those of you who watched, thanks for watching.